Welcome to another episode of Valued Seller Talks with Deepak Bajaj, where we explore the journey and insights of industry leaders. Today, we have a pleasure of hosting Mr. Anand Rai, a strategic HR leader and IIM Indore alumnus driven to transform organization and help them ascend to excellence. Anand is also a citizen developer leveraging technology to improve and innovate HR practices. Anand mantra is simple: nurture, connect, and thrive people. And I am totally resonating with him. Join us as we delve into Anand's experience and learn from his expertise in organizational transformation. Welcome, Anand.
Thank you, Deepak. I think that's a really wonderful introduction, and it really felt nice to hear about yourself, through your the way you expressed it. Thank you so much. And as I said initially, also, I am really honored to be part of your podcast and video cast, in fact. And you said that this is the 30th series
Yep.
in this video cast. So thank you very much for including me as part of your guests. And I'm really overwhelmed to be here and talking to you about our domain areas. Thank you.
And thanks for accepting our invitation as well. And yeah, I always say it's unseen heroes, unsung heroes as well. So yeah, but Anand, if we go into your list, it's very long. But before we delve into that, we would like to know you as a person first.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll say curiosity is something which drives me. I am a curious person, and I always, basically, I many times when I have to introduce myself in single word, I have already captured one word, which starts with A. So altruistic is something which I use to define myself, and I believe that's my nature as well. I want to be in a very peaceful equilibrium, situation where I can be of help to somebody. So like that.
Right, and very well explained as well. But and believe me, it's a very difficult to explain in the one word.
Yeah, because I think that's one of part of my exercise when I typically, whenever I am participating in any program, usually I use this one word definition of yours. So use one adjective and explain yourself. So I have captured that word. That's why I told I didn't thought much because I have already thought about it long back. And I have, I have made peace with this word, like altruistic Anand. So that's how I define myself.
Very well articulated. Thank you for that. So, Arun, would like to understand what inspired you to pursue your career in HR and organizational transformation?
Yeah, I think in new age industries, I think it has become more and more visible that a lot of HR or a lot of functional people, they come from engineering background. But in the early ages, you see a lot of, it was not that very common. So for me to switch from engineering to HR is, I'll personally say, my own calling. As you rightly initially started saying, nurturing and and then taking the people forward. So I think that was my personal calling because this combination of engineering background, which helped me, work with a lot of complex problems, and my personal calling to work with people on strategic initiatives. I think this is I think it syncs well with my personal nature, and that's why I was pulled toward HR. So obviously learning and development was the linkage to connect between this technology and the people side, but certainly it was the sort of calling which I followed on, and I basically delved into that, and I'm at this position now, really working with the entire organization, the businesses, really working how I can bring transformation through people. Like technology and other business and the products are there, certainly they are there, but my total focus is on how through people I can bring those transformations. So I think that's my personal interest and calling, I'll say.
Yes, you rightly mentioned that the learning is the baseline, and then you are putting a lot of things to get.
100%. I think learning is the bridge between technology and this proper people function. basically. HR is typically people function, a lot of behavioral skills and those things are required here. But I think L&D was the bridge which, connected both of them. And I am here as as an example of a technical guy into an HR field. And Touchwood means doing fine.
And, yeah, we all know about your achievement which you have done in the HR field as well. Right. So now we talk about HR. So as a HR strategic leader, what do you believe are the key components of a successful HR strategies in today's world?
Absolutely. See, it's very well-known fact, like strategy typically means alignment. So alignment is a simple word, but practically implementing thought alignment from the top management to the last man standing. That alignment is a real task. Practically, it is the most difficult part any organization is trying to do, any HR is trying to achieve. So typically, your strategy is to ensure how you create that alignment. I believe practically we mainly focus on two aspects: organizational development and OKR. So your your objectives and key results basically. So I think these three parameters: organizational development, objectives, and key results. If I am able to really define it at all the levels, I believe practically we can really cascade the strategy to the last man standing, which is what the objective of HR is. And then again, like that's what we are trying to do in HFCL as well. We have last year only implemented OKR at the top layer, and we are going to cascade it across the lower layer this year.
Got it. No, it sounds very exciting, but yes, there's a challenging also because
100%.
As you mentioned, strategies, building a strategy is easy, but implementing and getting a real part. And the last man, is he able to, he is willing to, adopt that? That is also a big question.
That's true. That's true. I think I personally believe like business objectives are like your in communications. There's the OSI reference model, right? So I believe that all these OKRs and business objectives, they are the top layers of the 7-layer model. Personal objective is the main core model. So as an organization, that's where HR plays a lot of important role, where you take care of the hygiene factors, you take care of the medical claims, you take care of their insurances and things which should not really bother an employee, the personal aspect of it. So I think that are the lower layers of that objective. So you talk about larger objectives, but you're not working on the layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, it's bound to fail. So I that's where the amalgamation of technology and HR comes into play. So that's my personal belief that see, all your strategies are top level layers, which must also have the strong baselines as well.
Yeah, correct. Right. Yeah. And as you mentioned, your ability to transform organizations, and that's which is your unique propositions. So could you walk us through a significant transformation which you have led? You have given one example, but yes, if anything, because people want to learn from you now.
Absolutely. I think I would like to share a couple of examples in transformation, especially from my current and past organizations both. I will certainly want to bring to attention something which we did long back in, I think, around year 2010-11, which was at that time really, I think it was first in industry in telecommunication, I'll say, wherein we brought in skills assessment and certification, which was in technology. And I was part of the telecom service provider, Tata Docomo at that time. And the idea was to evaluate, assess, and certify your skill sets or your different employees at the different levels, basically. Now, the difficult part of that was that telecom is not like one product or one OEM product set. It is mixed of so many different technologies. You have 2G, you have CDMA at that time. You also had 3G, and you have so many OEMs as well. So creating a creating a assessment mechanism or assessment center which is technology and OEM agnostic was a serious challenge at that time, and we had partnered with Huawei at that time, and Huawei helped us in the question bank, creating creating or making those questions agnostic of it, and the assessment center and the proctored assessment evaluations basically was all done in-house in Tata Teleservices at designated locations across all circles. We had 27 circles, and we had, I think, taken up around 50 locations where we had larger presence of employees, and we ran that exercise across, covering more than 500 senior manager and above people, and so that one idea of not only identifying the skill gaps but also certifying those who have the potential. It helped in both ways. One is to identify the gap and bridge it through different OJTs or learning delivery solutions, but also recognize and appreciate those people who have the potential and may not be really hitting the performance at the right time. So I think at a very early stage we were able to detect, like, we have potentials who are not really getting a right scope or right place to work, and we really worked with them, we connected with them and tried to create some sort of career development plan, or some sort of internal job plans with them, and that really was wonderful in transformation part, which really brought in new culture. A lot of people started appreciating about the potential, not only the performance, because ultimately, any company in the market is valued for their future values, right? Not for the current earnings, right? So I think same way for people also. As an HR, I really value a person not only for his current performance, that the manager is already appreciating.
Yeah.
But as an HR, I am really interested in that person's future potential value of that person. So I think that basically helped us identify those potential aspects of the people and try and utilize them in different aspects. Why I'm bringing this point here, it's quite an old story, but point is that the same thing is so easily and conveniently able to do now that we are running such several programs recently for different businesses. So, for example, like in HFCL here, when I joined, we entered 5G domain for the first time, and we started with at least 50% to a set of people. Like 50% people were from the industry with experiences, middle layer, top layer people, and most of the bottom layer people were the A-listed college graduates. Like we had hirings from IITs and NIITs, and those around 50-60 people were from there. And we ran a 3-month training and assessment program. And that program basically was not only a plain assessment program, it was also including evaluation and also identifying the potential in which domain they would be really interested in R&D itself. Like, you have FPGA domain, then you have people who are really interested in the network architecture. Some guys are only interested in the RF field. So it is not about their individual interest, but we were able to identify that through the assessment criteria.
It's a very complex,
Yeah,
mechanic.
that's there. I think, but I think with new age technologies, I think we are able to really do a lot of basic stuff like creating questions and banks from the document easily. So if you have the overall PDF available, you can easily create question banks with the help of our friends, AIs, and also those things are certainly a value add. Plus, like another example would it came to my mind was on same in HFCL. We also had created some retention programs for critical employees, and how to see that we get longer tenure at HFCL, because R&Ds, whoever comes to HFCL, anyone who is employed gets a lot of learning, a lot of development because of the exposure of so many technologies and so many product at the very very preliminary stage, right? So you're on the table with a flat with all the elements and components. You will always be learning in that, right? At R&D level, you'll always learn and you'll update and you will grow. So point was that such an employee becomes really, really critical for HFCL. May not be as critical to the market, but to HFCL that becomes really critical. So we had to work on their retention program, how to extend their retention period with HFCL with several annualized bonuses and programs on that. So I think these are a couple of examples I would like to quote how we can help with the transformation of people towards the same business goals.
And that resonate with your mantra, connect, drive, and nurture people. So,
yeah, absolutely. I think,
and I'm flown with your idea of connecting with the people who are to how to longevity of their tenure within the company. I'm
absolutely
never heard about such type of initiative from anyone. So thank you for bringing it up.
no, absolutely, because I think, as I said, no, like market may not be valuing that person to that level as compared to we value that person.
Yeah.
Because the knowledge and the uniqueness they have gained in the 3 years or 2 years of experience with HFCL is significantly very important to us than the market. Correct. Because for market, mainly the technology understanding is what they want, but to us they are very very specifically understanding my product, my component. So I think it's important for us to really recognize and also let them know that we are valuing it at all levels. That's what I told. You cannot only talk about the top layers. You have to talk about the layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 as well. So these are layer 1, layer 2, layer 3s where you plan this type of retention programs and see that they are not only financially made strong but also given exposure to join top level programs. Like we have programs to run PhDs. So we have tie up with IIT Kanpur wherein some of our people do PhD programs during their tenure. So those things as well.
Great. It's this is the modern way of enhancing the growth of an individual and the way they remain loyal and committed as well. So, so HFCL, and you come from a technology background. So how has the technology influenced your approach into this all the transformation which we are talking about?
Absolutely. I think I brought a couple of examples wherein I told how technology has really made the approach which I did in last decade so easy and convenient to redo it again in HFCL. So, but I think I should not be taking more time in explaining how technology is helping me, because all fields of any work is hit by technology. And I only want to add one thing, that being from means having that experience of working in complex technology problems, I may be maybe a good level of user of technologies available to us. And nowadays, we have access to all technologies, like, and especially your AIs and all. So certainly they are a great help in so many ways to prepare yourself. You can easily prepare yourself on different challenges which you are going to face on the next day in office. So you can prepare yourself at home, and you can or maybe you're going for a presentation, you can prepare for those presentation in a quicker way and in a more structured template and format. So I think those things are certainly of great help. This is on the personal side, but on the professional side, my business itself has gone into a lot of digitalization. HFCL has taken digitalization in a big way. When I'm saying big, it's really big way. So like we have gone into so many new products, but one of the biggest products, which is not a product, is HFCL 2.0, which is our digitalization platform that all of our processes are getting into, are turning into on-prem solutions, digital solutions. So our HR also went through that. Last, I think 3 years back, we had our Microsoft, acquired your Darwin box. as our HRMS platform. So it's entire, all of the HR functions are integrated to it. They're all digitalized. We have our own LMS, which we launched last year in October, which is Disperse LMS. Again, a new age startup which turned into a real great organization. So LMS itself is one of the most smooth LMS I have experienced so far. So that way, technology has really helped in all aspects, especially in HR. I can tell you that in HFCL.
Impressive. So yeah, 2.0, we are also very excited to learn what is going on there and what's the new things. So thanks for bringing it. So basically, the important part is the implementation, right? Which is there. So what are the challenges which you encounter and how you overcome them?
Yeah, I think general answer we all understand is like resistance to change. That's a very standard thing. But being a technology company, we traditionally we are already a manufacturing organization with largest fiber optic cable manufacturers in India. But many of our businesses are also into projects who are very well versed with change management. So I really don't see a lot of resistance happening on new stuff. But I think the biggest challenge is the technology itself. Like, the pace of change of technology is too fast. So for example, if I buy a product 3 years back, and today I just explore market, I will come to know there is a new HRMS with new AI features in that. So I think mainly it is like FOMO effect. Like you feel like a FOMO, and there's the opportunity which you are missing. But all in all, I believe apart from FOMO, there is not much of real implementation issue with the new technologies, because they are actually more convenient. They are reducing your working time, and your efficiency also improves. So all in all, as a business, it's a great add. And apart from those basic nitty-gritties of resistance and training stuff, and bridging those gaps, because as I said, like we are a traditional manufacturing organization. We have people working for more than 10 plus years. So there is this very logical gap which arises when you go to a new platform, or when you go for SAP HANA and all, like so that makes the bridge is automatically there. Then sorry, the gap is automatically there, and then building that bridge and all is part and parcel of the overall change management thing. So I don't see that as a challenge. That is something which is already known. I don't see that as a challenge. See, so market will take a tumble when something new happens, right? So same thing happens second time is not a challenge per se. So market already takes it as an information. So for me also, it's more of information that when you are putting new technology, you will have to identify gaps. You'll have to bridge those gaps, and there will be certain small scale change management opportunities which will have to continue till the real execution. So the only thing, as I said, which really should be thought is the FOMO of missing out on the new technologies which is happening because of the pace at which the technology is changing. That's it.
Rightly articulated. And the FOMO is the fear, which makes us everyone moving to look into that. But yes, once you have a look, you understand, okay, that's the added, not a new thing, not a new disruption. You're an IIM Indore alumnus. So how has IIM education has shaped your career, and specifically the leadership style?
I think it's like it's it's both ways, I'll say. Why? Because in the beginning, obviously, my career was based on engineering domain. Like I was in technical and then learning, but after some time, when I really thought like that, my career has taken, like I have done some learning, and that learning has been used for some time. It was real time to go back to school and really understand what is the next level of or next skills which are required to take me from for the next 10 years. So first 10 years was something which was totally based on my understanding, common sense, and the engineering knowledge. But the next 10 years, I wanted to make it really, counting based on some frameworks and strategies. And I believe I thought of going to, whatever best possible. And in Mumbai, we have this IIM Indore campus. And I enrolled myself there, and it was game changing. Certainly a game changing because, this pedagogy which they follow, the rigor and all are really something which you have forget in your real work environment, because you become so comfortable and used to working with within your specs and the domain. So it really got me start thinking on the new aspects. It opened up a lot of new uh, a lot of new areas of viewing things. I got to learn a lot of finance there. I got to learn a lot of strategy, business strategies, and predominantly, organizational behaviors. And I think that's when I really felt, I felt my real calling, that, oh, I think the organizational behavior and the people skills and my personal interests, I think they all inculcated into HRM at a strategic level. And that's where my intent, I started looking towards looking towards any problem or any goals at a strategic level, and started practicing those skills which were explained during the college days. And certainly it has been a real value add. Even till today, I my elements group do really share a lot of thoughts and a lot of new learning materials and reading materials, cases many a times they keep sharing. And those are real insights from the top Fortune 500 organizations. So they certainly add value to it. I think reading has been one of the new skills which I have gained during during IM period.
Yeah.
So that has been a real help. Thanks.
Everyone thoughts has a learning for each and everyone, as you mentioned. So one case study of from a one company will create a lot of thoughtfulness to each and everyone who is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it shows your continuous learning attitude as well, which most of the professionals actually leave after covering 15-20 years in the professional age.
And in fact, you very rightly brought that point. I always most of the time I try to practice what I preach, and unless I feel that unless I have myself that true feeling about something, I won't be really pushing it that hard. And I myself feel that in this world, nobody is born leader, nobody is born talented. So following the growth mindset concept, I'm saying, like, I do really believe that anybody can get any talent, only that they will have to add their level of hard work in that.
Yeah.
So that is my belief. I believe it, and I preach that as well. So growth mindset strategy is easy to say and easy to talk about it, but I truly believe in that. We can do whatever we want to do, if we really want to do. So we have to do just the practice and practice and practice.
Yeah. In our in my words, I would put the effort, take massive actions, and then you become master out of it.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
So nowadays, as you mentioned, everything is dynamic. So what trend do you foresee in the future of HR and organizational excellence?
Yeah, I think see, it's a very intriguing, very curious question, which even I have, many times when I talk to our colleagues, peers, many times this topic comes up in discussion. Like, what's in it in the future? Like, what's in it for us in the future? And considering the so many changes and so many technology interventions happening across domains, certainly there will be a time when there will be a lot of interventions of AIs and AGIs in future. However, even without going there, see, one thing is for sure, that chess champion will always be an AI. So now there will not be a real chess champion. So in human you can have a human chess champion, but if you really want to see a chess champion, it will be an AI. So that thing is proven. So in future, certainly most of the things will be done by AI. Again, we don't need to debate on that. But even in today's world, I think a lot of AI accessibility to a lot of people have created new level of problems. So, for example, earlier when you used to see a good CV, 50% of time you are so sure that the person must be a good person, because usually not everybody can create that level of CVs and that nice keywords in those things. But nowadays it has been real challenge. Now you will find keyword in all the CVs. People create 10 CVs so easily and create 10 different keywords in all the CVs. So I think technology has brought this new dimension of problem, and its solution cannot be human. Like we as an HR just cannot go and look into all 1,000 CVs to find the right CV. So again, that's why you have the first level of interviews done by AIs, some quizzes, some assessments which you are asking people to go through. In assessments also there is gamified assessments, like you don't ask all the 10 questions at the same time. You ask one question at different interval of time, and then you conclude from it. So I think solutions like this will have to be continuously evolved, because your problem is going to be dynamic. Technology is going to create dynamic problems as well. So as an HR, we should be able to utilize the technology for dynamic solutions as well. Without really wondering or being scared, future mein what is going to happen. We all know future mein what is going to happen. So let it be in future. But if we continue to do it, I'm sure technology is going to be a friend only, not a foe. Plus, HR will always be HR. Like it cannot be AIR, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, HR will be in air. It will be human resource, and it will always need a human to be there, to be the touch point of it. So our job becomes more sensitive going forward, as I told about those layers, right? So your business objective, goals, your OKRs and all those things. But then there are lower layers, safety of family, connection with the family, their financial factors, the health factors, all those simple factors become more touchy. So you have to really start thinking more on that part, the wellness part, the family connect part, and those things. And do not think much on the goals and those things, because those things will get automated and AI will start helping that. So I think HR will have a real role in connecting with the people at the very lower layers.
Yeah. Connecting with this personal sentiments, which is
Yes,
not covered by the AI, right?
Yes. So HR may not be really needed to push the goals or objectives, because those all will be automatically calculated by end of the year.
And also, it's a which is repeated task that can be taken care by AI. But yeah, the creativity, emotions, sentiments, we don't know what happens in the future now.
Touch points, absolute touch points can never be like AI.
True.
It has to be.
Yep. I have a couple of more questions, because I understand the time limitation which you have. So the first one is, what advice would you like to give to aspiring HR leaders who want to make a significant impact in their organization?
Yeah, absolutely. I think couple of advices could be retrieved from what we discussed so far. But at a very broad level, I will say that the latest skill which is really need to be focused is agility, which leads to innovation, right? And all these things can be only propped up from growth mindset. So it's very important to focus on growth mindset in organizations. People with growth mindset should be given priority, even higher priority than the technical skill set. So I will say that as an HR, we should always be proponent of identifying people with growth mindsets, because only that skill can actually lead to innovation, and innovation lead to agility and innovation both, which is the future. Like everything is going to be there. No one person with one technology will last for long. So people with growth mindset can only last for long in the future changing environments and all. So that's one area. And second area, which I said, ki, please focus on the wellness, financials, the behavioral aspects of the people, and not only focus on the goals and alignments and those things, because very soon a lot of HRMS technologies and things will help you align those things well.
Definitely, definitely. Very well said. And it will inspire and motivate and give a right direction to a lot of aspiring HR professionals as well. And the last one, that what are the some personal development practices you follow at the to stay at the top of your game?
Okay, so I think first one which I should say, ki, like I am always in connect with good friends like Deepak
And
to be on top of my game. And certainly, I am part of a few alumnus network as well, wherein I try to be participative and reach out to industry peers. And I think secondly is that I'm always open to new ideas, new technologies which are coming up either through reading or through meetings. So I meet a lot of market players. I learn from them. I understand their USPs, what they are bringing in. So that way, I'm able to really see what is really happening new in the industry. And obviously, that not only helps, or it doesn't cost anything to business, but I get new ideas if I can build something in house, or can create something in house. So I think you mentioned citizen developer. So I think I have mentioned that as part of my profile also, because I do use a lot of scripting and those things, especially forms and creating script from forms, to automate smaller stuffs and smaller things. Uh, why I'm saying this, because I think these things are something which I keep on upgrading myself. How to use this script, how to create PPTs, without actually going to PPT, using all those GPTs and all. So those type of stuff I keep on doing. And idea is that how I can really reduce the manual intervention of the team, as well as ensure high quality work. So those are my personal stuff and learnings. So three things, as I said, like first, meeting all my good friends and alumni, participating there. Secondly, meeting all the market players and learning from what is happening in industry through conferences and all. And thirdly, I continue to upgrade my technical skills through a lot of citizenship development programs and all.
That's
So those are
very well said. And specifically, connecting all these three things will have a bigger impact, right?
absolutely. I think it's helping people like me greatly in this highly changing environment, because now every business, every everyone is talking the language, the same technical language. So you need to know those language, how to talk to them. Although you are in HR, but you have to be well versed with those languages. They feel comfortable talking to you, sharing their problems with you. Otherwise, if you talk HR language and they talk their R&D language, they will never be so comfortable sharing their problems with you. And unless you have those problems, you'll not be able to really work on any transformation solutions or things like that.
Definitely, definitely. Wherever you are, you have to speak the same language. You have to, whichever country you are in, you have to follow the same rules,
Yes,
right? That's great.
absolutely.
So thank you, Anand, for sharing your valuable insight and experiences with us today. I'm personally motivated with your stories, with your learnings, and how you are implementing that in your day-to-day life. And
Thank
and any and definitely, I know the list of questions would be too long, but yeah, in the interest of time, we have to conclude here. Thank you,
Right.
Anand.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and it was really a pleasure, going through this discussion. Frankly, in the beginning, I asked you, to postpone it, but thanks for motivating that. Okay, we'll keep it casual, and it was indeed casual. I really liked, opening up and talking about things around me, and thanks for motivating me for this video cast.
You are motivational for many. I'm just a little bit it's okay. We
Thank
all
you so much, buddy.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so
Bye.
much. Take care.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you.